if there is somebody listening who is prone to maybe just letting emotions take over and saying something negative to someone, remember that somebody, that's somebody, and that somebody is just as important as you. And what's more important is that somebody has people that love them and they mean the world to them. And when they see that, you're not just hurting that person, you're hurting the moms and the brothers and the sisters and the friends who are also witnessing those comments.
Welcome to an episode of Find Your Voice, a movement led by yours truly, Aaron Dew, a guy who has overcome crippling anxiety, adversity, and difficulty like so many of you in life, whose main goal now is to help you combat your excuses, take control of your life, write your own story, and most importantly, find your voice. So now, without further ado, I welcome the host of the show himself, Mr. Aaron Dew.
What's going on, people? Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Find Your Voice. My name is Aaron, and as always, I am the host of the show. So today I just want to speak to you for a few moments just about the way the world is. And I fully accept that sometimes we focus on negativity a lot more than positivity. And although that's something that I want us to all try and move away from, I want to focus on negativity just for a small amount of time on this particular episode, because one of the things I've recognized over the last few months is a lot of trolling and negativity. Now, fortunately, when you release a podcast, you don't necessarily see those comments or any sort of negativity in relation to the episodes. And I'd be very, very shocked if any of the listeners of Find Your Voice would ever do that to any of the guests, because they're just incredible souls who have come on and shared their stories, which have taken an immense amount of courage. However, one thing I noticed is a platform called TikTok. And the reason I want to bring this up is because the other week my wife went viral on TikTok, and she went viral by just trying to help people in relation to speaking about some business tips and some of the sacrifices and lessons that she learned along the way. And what I recognized was that 95, maybe 96%, again, I've just made that statistic up, of people are very, very warming towards her in terms of thanking her for her experience, for her wisdom, for her knowledge, and just recognizing that she's very shy, she's very anxious naturally as well, a bit like myself, and for putting herself out there. Yet the small minority felt it was acceptable to be negative and to say derogatory comments. And as a husband, as somebody watching that, I then started to navigate other people's profiles and recognize this isn't just a one profile thing. This is something that is so common amongst all people and even celebrities. I mean, I suppose maybe I felt guilty for this when I used to watch football, and I'd be so annoyed at somebody's performance. But what gives us the right to say something so hurtful to somebody online and attack them personally without knowing any context or anything about them? And that's kind of what I want to talk about today very, very quickly, because I need to ask you guys a question. And I know all my listeners are amazing people, and we're all trying to do incredibly well and trying to level up on a daily basis, but we're not perfect. None of us are perfect, and we still make mistakes. So what I want to know is, if you have ever done that, would the words and the actions you speak about to somebody online in a negative way, would you say those words to a complete stranger walking by? If you saw that person in the road, for example, do you think it's acceptable to say the nasty things that you're saying to people online? And again, I fully understand that you guys might be thinking the same as me. You may be witnessing these rather than giving these. And I sincerely hope that, I'm pretty sure that 100% of you guys listening are amazing souls and you actually feel the same way as me. But it's so disheartening to see people negatively just be so rude and horrible to people. And I suppose then we have to question, where's this coming from? Are they hurting from something, annoyed, frustrated at something else, that then they felt it was acceptable to lash out at somebody else? That's a real question that, well, I suppose they need to ask themselves. And then, of course, the final one, I suppose, if you are that person or you know somebody, maybe get them to think about how others feel. For example, how would you feel if you saw someone being attacked online because, I don't know, maybe that person didn't agree with what they were saying or what was said, but that person being attacked was somebody you loved? Think about that. Because for myself, witnessing what I witnessed this week, it really was quite disheartening and upsetting to realize that we live in a society like this with so much hate and so much anger towards people and so much discrimination. I mean, I've done a few things in terms of videos and I've got more racist comments than I can count. And I suppose I'm kind of at that stage now where I just wash it off. I just think it is what it is. You know, I almost kind of feel sorry for that person who can hate someone just because of the color of their skin, you know, something we had no control over. But I think when you see it happening to loved ones, it really does take its toll on you mentally. So I suppose I just want to kind of voice that a little bit, be a bit transparent, and maybe if there is somebody listening who is prone to maybe just letting emotions take over and saying something negative to someone, remember that somebody, and that somebody is just as important as you. And what's more important is that somebody has people that love them and they mean the world to them. And when they see that, you're not just hurting that person, you're hurting the moms and the brothers and the sisters and the friends who are also witnessing those comments. So I just want to kind of leave it there. Maybe some food for thought. And again, I know this is a normal kind of episode, but I've got some incredible guests lined up, which you're going to be hearing about very, very soon. And I just want to make sure as well that you're all doing well. Thank you so much for all the messages that I get on a weekly basis. I'm doing great. I hope you guys are doing even better than myself. And of course, if there's ever any way I can help or anything you need, please don't hesitate to reach out. So until next time, thank you for listening.
And remember, this podcast is absolutely free. So all we ask in return is for you to share this with a friend and drop us a 5-star review over on iTunes. Have an awesome day.
So, if you're committed to not only enhancing your mental health, but also your physical well-being too, then you need to check out our new sponsors, Health Excel, providing you the best superfood blends on the market in their non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, and of course organic formulas. They bring you superfoods like no others you have seen on the market. They also don't just stop there, as they provide you free consistent information to educate and empower you on your overall health and well-being journey. So don't just stop at the end of a Find Your Voice episode. Get yourself some XL blends and put the odds in your flavour. Once it goes live, there will also be a unique discount for anyone who comes from the Find Your Voice podcast, as you guys are now part of my family and I only want to see you thrive even more. So check out the links in the description below and get notified as soon as they go live.